Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a good day. Today, we're going to talk about the bait and switch situation, more like a follow up when we went to the store today for a pickup. I was ready to give up and just pay the $10. I know I was angry about the $10. I know I'm going to fight for it in the store because, in theory, bait and switch is not legal. If you look online, there's a misdemeanor and stuff like that. So, it's in theory, you can report to the Fair Trade Commission and just, it is a company. So in theory, you can sue them or whatever. You can do a small class action around it. I'm sure the lawyer's gonna smell the money and willing to do a class action because it's not just me. It's gonna be a bunch of people, and we're probably not gonna get a penny of it. For those that know about class action, you usually get like nothing because after all the fees and stuff, you get nothing. But that's more like a fairness conversation. I was ready to even like tape the conversation, keep a record of the receipts and all the shenanigan with it, for a news station kind of article and shenanigans like that with a fake email address and all that shit. Kind of sorry, the pardon my French, but I was like that mad, okay, because the so what the this whole story, in case you didn't watch to my first video, was the darn first partner, series one. I could not get it, and then when it comes to series two, I got like anxious because I really wanted it. For those Pokemon fans, you want the base like cards, for each series because it kind of makes sense like for collectors, especially when you start collecting at the very beginning, like the Kantos and stuff. So yeah, so that's basically like like I'm sure the set probably might go up and down. It might be roller coaster because they can keep printing it, right? Because there's not a limit on printing. I'm sure it'll go down maybe eventually when Pokemon figure out the frustration of fans. If they have the heart of it, they will keep printing it. So the cost of the box is basically $15, 49 I believe, or something. That's like $15 for rounding wise because I'm too lazy to figure out math, right? The box when we pre-order from that store was $54.99. You know how much if you do math? That's more than 3x. $54.99 is more than 3x. So usually scalper is 2 until they go super scalp. That's when you're above 2. My local car store cannot get inventory for whatever it got for second reason, even though they are a store that has been open since the beginning, or technically before Pokemon exists, and they hold all those events locally because we don't have that many car store in our local area. There are a couple, but most of them are new. The old ones, the ones that really moms and pop store that are owned by, for lack of saying, people older than me, and I'm freaking old. I'm like dinosaur already, so they're like historical, like even older. They're kind of like I don't know. So like they have their own freaking family business, right? They cannot get their allocations. They have to rip packs to sell cards, like individual cards. At they usually like price at eBay. So sometimes they fail because they're old, right? They fail to price as eBay. Like we'll be like, hey, this one get up like a little bit, like in case they're scalpers, kind of treasure trove and sweep the board. We sometimes will remind them because they are freaking old. Uh, kind of they are doing it for the heart of, like, they're not running it for levels and they're not running it at the local store. Those cowboys not really running as just for monetary gain. They're running it as a hobby to kind of like socialize and everything. The guy actually was kind of very frustrated because they have scalpers coming in. They refuse to sell them. Like they were probably one of the first store doing limits and shenanigans like that before, like Target and Walmart has limits and stuff. They are a first store do the limits. They price it right at the, like, when there's new product launch, they price it right at the scalper price to one off people because you put a limit, and they put the price right at the market to one off people from scalping from them, kind of. And plus they don't get inventory like that. They have to repack themselves to sell individual cars. That's how bad it was. And they price it really well. Like you guys saw my video, it's ridiculously pretty well. Like compared to like other stores I visited, they are just like angels. Okay, I'm just, maybe I'm biased. Maybe I'm biased because they have more older people instead of the younger ones. Maybe I mean, their daughters, like I said, every time they visit, the daughter visit, she will, because they're also in California, but she will drive the pins so then they can sell pins to kids for the Disney ones. Um, and they always like, for little kids, they always like mingle. It's like, oh, which was your favorite character and shenanigans like that. Like usually stores don't care. They're like, oh, Charizard here is the most expensive one out here. Like, you want this? Oh, that's not a price point. Ooh, too bad. Kind of. It's not that. So anyway, I derail. So basically, like, I can't get it in my mom's and pop store, so I have to get it from scalper markets. And there's two options: either Facebook or pop. And unfortunately, I don't trust local like Facebook group if it were a box, because sometimes they like this side you can't really do that, but like they would do shiny light or reseal or shenanigans like that. I just don't feel like if they are the same price, which they are the same price, then I will go pre-order, and then I have my level of comfort, and then it's like, forget it, So what got me angry was they did when they told us to pick up the pre-order, which I already do, I'm not gonna get, and which actually confirmed I could not get anything from Walmart and Target. Walmart is slightly above MSRP already. Target is MSRP. I joined the not stupid. I joined the Best Buy membership. I didn't get notified or anything about Pokemon. I couldn't click on it. The app is extremely slow, and I don't know if it's because I use an Android phone, by the way. So it was like terrible, terrible, terrible. So I didn't get from all those free stores despite I pay membership. For 2 out of 3. I canceled the Walmart. You guys knew about it. Best Buy was $30 a year because it used to be 50, and I was like, okay, 30. I'm gonna gamble 30 for 1 year and see how it goes. Well, so far gambling didn't work. And then the Target, you guys basically kind of know that the story is basically the same as Walmart. Keep clicking overnight until 2 something, not in the drop, not in the pack. Can't get it. So before that, I already kind of like future sensing that would not happen, and I already pre-ordered because I figure out, okay, if I pre-order at that ridiculous price of $54.99, I'm still like there. I probably around market price, but I'm actually buying from a corporate than Facebook Marketplace. So it felt a little safer maybe, even though I told you guys I try not to buy from scalpers where possible. Anywho, pre-ordered, and I thought I would have my baseline. I didn't pre-order that much. I only pre-ordered 2 boxes because I'm cheap. Okay, I'm just putting it out there. I'm extremely cheap person. If I got lucky for Series 2 too, so it's not like Kanto, like Chainsaw or whatever. It's not that, right? It's the Series 2, so it's like not as hyped comparatively speaking, and I'm doing my mental math. Probably if I get lucky, $10 a card. That's how my math is telling me. So $10 a card. So if I get 2 sets, unless I'm extremely unlucky, I got 2 out of the 3 series that I need, and I just spend $30 more, so that makes my base at 130. And then I'm still good, kind of like, hopefully I'm 130, maybe worst case is 160, but I'm still like below 180, which is basically the going price for Series 1 right now, minimum, for the stupid 9 cards, kind of. So that's my housewife math, and I was like, okay, suck up 2 boxes. Fast forward the day when it's ready for pickup, we got a call. It's like, oh, it's ready for pickup. By the way, you have to pay $10 more. And then I didn't pick up that phone. I paid for those 2 boxes. My husband picked up that phone because we use his membership thing or whatever it is. So you got like a little discount, and he told me that night it's like $5 more. I was like, what do you mean by $5 more per box? It's like, yeah, they told us that it would be $10 more to pick up the cards. I was like, they can do that. You didn't pay a deposit. You pay full freaking amount on pre-orders, so that's basically yours as long as they arrive. How can they add $10? Because that's like literally classic bait and switch, right? They advertise at one price, and then they freaking increase the price. They can do that. Like, I mean, is it even legal? And then I Google the whole like bait and switch shenanigans kind of. So yeah, that's where it is. And I was ready to go into the store battle mode. I was already like, that morning was a Saturday when Trader Joe dropped off their strike bag. So we lined up 3 hours on Trader Joe. So I was already tired. I'm ready for battle. When you're grumpy and you're hungry, because I was on my Invisalign, I have to brush my teeth in the morning for the Trader Joe, right? So then, and I don't have time to have breakfast because Trader Joe is freaking at 6 a.m. already lined up, and the line is already like 10 stores behind or something. So it was like, okay, I am hungry. I can't have snacks before. I have nothing in my stomach besides water. I'm sleepy, so kind of everything added up. I'm really pissed. Plus so that's why I'm like so freaking ready for battle for $10. And I didn't claw. I didn't like, yeah, and then going like that. So I went in and I just browsed around. La 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 la. Anyway, so browse around, and eventually we went to pick up. Actually, my husband said, "Oh, we're here to pick up," to the staff, to that guy. There's only one guy there. It's not the female staff that called my husband. It was the male. It's not a staff we knew because I'm just putting it out there. We used to go a lot, so that was not a staff we recognized. The other staffs, like, which is the manager and other staff that we recognize, is not the one. How should I put it? Working there that day. By the way, like, we don't, like, I don't always I bought stuff from there. Like the Jumbo Eevee is from. So I just want to put it there. Like I'm not like just like one flat size saying I. There are people saying they have scalpers and everything. I'm not like one side of it. There are products that they have that is higher price, but then sometimes you're willing to pay for it because you can find the market and stuff. So I kind of get it. Kind of. We went there, pick up. My husband told us stuff. Okay, we're here to pick up that stuff. Male, whoever you are, I forgot to ask your name. You are like an angel. He automatically try to adjust the price so that we pay so that they honor the price that we purchased basically, which is still free X, right? Free to 4X. Let's just say free X for easy math perspective. At least it's not that extra $10 shenanigan that they told us. He's an angel because I don't I don't have that much in me to fight that morning because like I said I woke up so freaking early. I slept less than 4 hours. I'm like probably like dead meat because I already went through free doctor's appointment the day before. So it was like he's an angel. He was like, yeah, it doesn't make sense. Like the first day there's a different staff, so she did charge all the regular customers that $10 like $5 extra for everyone. But then like the olders, the real the human, not the corporate slaves, they figure out like it didn't make sense because that's like literally what is marketed at that point. People can bring in a flyer and call it whatever authority and probably make a big scene in the store. It just didn't make sense. So then they will adjust, and he actually forgot how to do it, even though he probably did it 10,000 times by that morning. Whoever needs a pickup, probably he automatically did that, and he actually has to call the other stores like, how do we do it again? I forgot. Like, kind of, he's such an angel. We didn't say anything. We didn't say squat at that point. Like, even though I was like grumpy and shenanigan, he automatically did it. He's like, I don't know, from a corporate eye, he's probably like a freaking trader or something, but like from a customer standpoint, he understood. And then he was joking and he was like pointing at the display case of a I believe it's 2026 probably Topps Chrome Disney box. He was like, yeah, because we were like, oh my god, it's 3 times already. Like, what's the next set gonna be? Because they increased the price $10, which he honored, by the way, like without decreasing it. So I was like, what is it gonna happen? And he was like, yeah, the price didn't make sense. And he was like, that Disney box is 700 something. I was like, what? There's a Disney box 700 in there? He's like, yeah, that box at the top right corner. Some Disney box that I don't recognize and that I don't collect for example, I would not chase a 700 freaking box of, like, it's not even a big box. It's like one of the small, like little, like less smaller than ETB box. He's like, yeah, that thing is 700. She's like, yeah, we kind of do mark to market, blah, 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 kind of like. So it was kind of like, he was like, I understand. He's like, the customers, like some of them, they knew it was like, they frustrated because of the price, like change on the release date is absolutely like difficult for customer and staff to convince the corporate or something to get it to work, because it's just like you market it, you literally marketed their flyers stating the price and then you change it after at pickup. That's like literally the whole definition of bait and switch. So anyway, whoever the angel that adjusts the price for us, thank you so much. My blood pressure didn't go higher at that point, but technically my blood pressure probably is super low because I'm like freaking tired, but that's a different story. But yeah, we did have some, well, I wouldn't say like happy ending, but it's definitely a positive outcome, at least in my eyes, because I get what I'm willing to pay at that point and not more. Because I was like so close to just give up and pay the 10, because I know the market is going to go up and I know I cannot freaking click trader, like like Target fast enough or whatever. Yeah, and plus I got the treasure back that morning from my mother. My husband actually joked, is like, do your mom really need that many bags? I was like, I was just being honest with him. I was like, well, she don't want the Halloween ones, but she only want the black Halloween ones. And if I line up a couple hours, I'll get the whole freaking set for her and she can do whatever she want with it. So those are not the ones she wants. She only wanted black, which I line up for her. And then this one is the one she really wanted, which is the striped ones, because she liked the pastel color. And she she always, like, I guess it's Asian mom thing. She always carry a little bag for her like in Asia, for her umbrella, because the Hong Kong weather, the freaking sun, because it's not that much greens in the streets, kind of. So like you don't have much shade, you're walking, you need an umbrella. So you have a short umbrella, and you have a jacket because it's freaking hot outside. And once you go to aircon, it's like freezer. So you have a jacket, you have probably like a pack of tissue because most older people, including myself, I'm not that old by the way compared to her, but you know what I'm saying. So like a Kleenex, a bag of Kleenex, or like pen or whatever, that kind of stuff. So and they don't put that all that shenanigan like in a backpack like here in Weston, because they usually have their purse small instead of here, which is like a jumbo purse, because they here you carry a jumbo purse because you're usually driving, kind of comparatively, or in a ride. And compared to in Asia, you always like walking and subway and stuff like that for common folks, right? So she always has a little small bag, and she always has her little small purse. So she did need a freaking small bag. And the last time when I got her a small bag was probably like 2 countries before. No, just one country before, in Canada. Because usually so Lululemon is a Canadian brand, and I worked in Eaton Center area. So as you can imagine, I go shopping a lot at lunchtime because like the price is ridiculous when it's on sale in Canada. Like as in very, very economic. You can buy like a skirt at $5 easy, $5 Canadian. And I'm talking from an actual store, not from like what is the equivalent? Winners, which is the equivalent of Marshalls here. Um, I'm not talking about those discounted store. I'm talking about an actual store. You can buy like a skirt at $5 in say Banana Republic, or I think Loft and Ann Taylor's there too. Like you can get stuff easily at single digit priced. Well, not Lululemon, but like Lululemon is marked down a lot too. Every first day, I think it's a first day. I'm pretty sure it's first day because I work like a robot. Every first day, Lululemon has a markdown rack like updated. So I go there basically automatically Zoom there every day when they have a drop, kind of spoil my family, because Lululemon in every single other country is extremely expensive compared to Canada where it's from. So, and when you buy stuff from them, sorry I derailed, but when you buy stuff from them, they have that little like free tote bag that they give you, like that little polyester or whatever equivalent bag. And my mom used that a lot because basically like she hauled all those bags because she used it for like, I explained to you the umbrella situation. She used it for the my brother live nearby, because usually like the kids live nearby the family for if possible. If, if not in the same unit, usually it's not in the same unit, but like sometimes it's in the same unit. But otherwise they try to live closer if possible. If not, then still they're gonna see each other. I guess it's like an Asian thing. Anywho, so usually like when they visit, they carry like offerings like food, because food is loved in Asia, right? So like you carry soup, fruit, food in general, so they use those bags. I guess I'm trying to tell you why she needed that. But since I moved to the US, I would not buy Lululemon, right? So I don't get those free totes anymore. And the next most economic and durable option is Trader Joe bag in this case. So that's why we get the Trader Joe bag. And then I only got her, I think, the Halloween ones before, and this is the second time that we line up for ours. And of course, the whole time my husband complaining to coworkers, is like, oh my gosh, she's making me line up again. Because we only have a limit of one, so I got 2 sets. So my mother can have her own set for her umbrella shenanigans. And then she has a second set for that my brother and sister-in-law's tribute for, carrying the stuff. Because I'm just a believer that food should not cross with clothing and stuff. So she has 2 sets, and she can figure out which colors for what purposes, because, it's colored that way. So yeah, and she likes the color. She likes the pastel, which is kind of interesting because she never liked pastel stuff before. I guess it's probably not in the phase of the bright orange for Halloween, and stuff. So it's easier for her to accept. Maybe I don't know why. Actually, I didn't ask her because usually like I don't know. She likes the black one. She's like, just get me the black one. I was like, I'm gonna line up hours. You sure you just want the black one? I'm gonna buy one back there for lining up for 3 hours, 2 hours. She's like, yeah, I just want the black one. I was like, if I get you the other ones, will you still use it? She's like, okay, if you want you to spend money, it's fine, but I really just want the black one. So I just bought the other ones too, because I was like, okay, you can give it to your friends as gifts. Because usually when you give stuff to people, you have a bag too, kind of as a gift. So it's like you can use a gift bag for the other 3. Okay, if you really don't want it, or just keep it for yourself. Also, the orange is nice. I like the orange actually, by the way, because that's a Share Stadium orange to me, and I'm still Share Stadium, so you can see how old I am. I think it's Chase, right? Is it Chase or something? City or Chase? Anyway, whatever it is, I think it's City actually. Maybe she's City. Anyway, but you know what I'm saying. So like that's that bright orange, I love it. But I'm not keeping for myself. Well, maybe I'm not. She still has Yeah, maybe I'll use it when I'm there in Hong Kong. As long as she didn't use it for food for my brother already, because they might confiscate it. Like, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, it was a win for me for both the Trader Joe bag and that situation for willing to pay 3x for the cars. At least in my book, at least I didn't get like pressed to pay $10 more at checkout. Kind of. So that was good. whoever you're working that day, sorry, I didn't catch your name. You are an angel. You saved my life for $10 for saving $10. Thank you so much. Yeah, and that's basically it. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Give me a like and subscribe. Until next time, have a good one, guys. Bye.